We live in a world that constantly tells us what we should want. The wealthy seek more wealth, the powerful seek more power, the educated seek more knowledge. But Jesus calls us his little flock to seek something entirely different. Bernard of Clairvaux once said, "There are those who seek knowledge for the sake of knowledge. That is curiosity. There are those who seek knowledge to be known by others. That is vanity. And there are those who seek knowledge in order to survive. That is love." Some people accumulate things just to have them. They hoard knowledge, money, possessions, not because they need them, but simply because they can. And this is what Bernard of Clairvaux called curiosity, seeking for its own sake. Jesus warns us, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." When we seek only to possess, our hearts become prisoners to our possessions. We may not have much knowledge, money, whatever it may be, but we can still fall into this trap, always wanting more, never content with what God has given us. Others seek to impress people, to be seen as important or successful, to have value in their own lives. They need to be respected by others. It may be their house, the way they look, it may be what they've achieved. Bernard called this vanity, seeking to be known by others. But Jesus says that true honour comes from being found faithful. The recognition that matters isn't from our neighbours or even our families, it's from God, who sees our hearts and knows our true service. Then there are those who seek in order to give, to serve, to love, and this is what we should be about. Verse 33, "Sell your possessions, give to the poor, provide purses for yourselves that will not wear out, a treasure in heaven that will never fail." Jesus isn't calling us to poverty for poverty's sake. He's calling us to freedom. Freedom from the burden of always wanting more. Freedom to serve others with open hands and generous hearts. Here's the beautiful truth Jesus wants us to understand. Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. We need to earn the kingdom by good works or buy it with love, or impress God enough to deserve it. Typo. We don't need to earn the kingdom by good works or buy it with love or impress God enough to deserve it. It's a gift, offered freely to those who seek to serve God rather than to hoard or show off. This kingdom isn't some far-off place we'll reach someday. It begins now, wherever love is practiced, wherever the hungry are fed, wherever the lonely are welcomed, wherever justice is done. Jesus tells us to be like servants waiting for their master's return, dressed for service and ready to act. This isn't about living in fear of Judgment Day. It's about living each day with purpose, knowing that our service matters, that our love makes a difference. When we seek knowledge to serve others, we're ready. When we use resources, however limited, to help our neighbours, we're ready. When we choose love over selfishness, service over status, we're already living in God's kingdom. Maybe we can't give anything away. Maybe we have no time to share. But we can give attention and presence in the moment we are in. We can seek to learn not for ourselves but for others. At the very least, we can still all understand God's word, not to sound religious, but to live more faithfully.